Hello everybody, Marley Dawkins here. So I wanted to create a video to provide some context for the book that I've written recently, which is The Missing Links in Our Education. And being as my son Leonardo is asleep right now, it seemed like a good opportunity to do so. As any parent can relate to, you have to take your moments of creative expression around their sleep patterns and general schedule. So we'll open up some points here, and whether you've seen any of my posts on social media over the past week about this or not, this video will serve as supplementary understanding for my motivations, inspirations, and general starting point for writing this book. So just to give some understanding about the book cover, because some people have asked me, I created this on Canva. I'd never created a book cover before. Big shout out to my partner Hannah for helping me with that, because again, I had no real understanding of using Canva, and so that was fun to learn that and to create this book cover. The book itself took me maybe a year to 2 years to write, and even though the considerations for it started many years before that, I spent a further year to 2 years adding upon, giving further details and diversity around specific points in the book that I discuss. So that's just some initial background information there. And then I am someone who has lived quite a colourful life. I've been all around the world. I have interacted with people from all walks of life. I have truly seen the best and the worst of humanity. There are many people that I must thank for this book coming to fruition. And two people that I would say are cornerstone pillars for this book being written is my grandfather, Peter Dawkins, and Bernard Pullman, both of which are no longer with us. However, they both were men that I venerated massively, and their input into my life was the largest parts of this book being written. And I can say with absolute certainty that were it not for education, were it not for purifying my vocabulary, expanding my vocabulary, forgiving myself, being honest with myself, and breathing through my patterns, that I would not be sitting here before you today. Because there was a moment in time where my life was complete chaos and could only end in self-destruction. So I really wanted to compile a document that just gives an overall general understanding of how I was able to move through my brainwashing patterns and become the best version of myself possible, which is certainly not an end date. There are many things I still required to improve in my life, which is something that we automatically learn. The more we learn about ourselves and the world in general, the more we see clearly that there is no plateau of understanding, there is no pinnacle of transcendence. As long as there is abuse occurring in the world, there is always more to consider, always more to work on until we have a world of equality and oneness. So that was the first point for me. Secondly, I used to have a homeschooling company. So I've spent time with many wealthy families and extremely poor families all around the world. I've been in some of the wealthiest schools and poorest schools all around the world. And what was coming up for me time and time again was nomenclature. The vocabulary, the system of words built into children determines the success that they create as adults in life. Now, the studies around this are very much unanimous, where you can virtually track the amount of words a person knows to their actual bank account. So to give a financial example, let's say, if you have one child who has an advanced understanding of economic, banking, business terms, let's say something like fractional reserve banking, which, if you don't know what that means, just to give a succinct explanation, it is where banks hold a fraction of your reserves when you open a bank account at any given time. There is a lot more to it. That is just the baseline understanding. And then let's say there's another child that cannot even spell the word bank, that comes from a really poor family. Now, what inevitably happens is the child that has the advanced economic terms built into them will be able to merge with and synchronize with all areas of the system where these words are utilized. So you could put that child in a room full of private bankers, and they would be able to discuss and build relationships and create doorways of opportunity in that industry, in those general realms. Whereas the child that cannot spell bank, it is impossible. The doors are shut. And as all these different moments would occur across all these different areas of education, it became clearer and clearer to me that we must create a world where we have unified all vocabulary in this world, so that we truly can get on the same page and manifest the world that we all truly want to see, which is a world that's best for all. True heaven on earth scenario. Because there is no success that can exist unless all of us are included in it. The reason why we have such a disparity of living standards is because of the disparity in our education. So this is something that I wanted to highlight and bring forward in this book. Also as well, I've lived through a lot of conspiracies, you might say. I've come across a lot of knowledge and information that is very sensitive stuff. And there's a lot of people out there that are discussing conspiracies, and I would say a lot of them are misleading people, misguiding people on purpose. There is a complete lack of solutions, and so I wanted to provide some perspectives and feedback on those things, and also draw attention to the fact that the ultimate conspiracy, the main conspiracy here, is that we humans have been existing as pre-programmed organic robots in complete separation from physical reality. And until we get clear on that, we cannot correct anything else in the world. We have to start right here, because everything that is within and as us reflects into the world outside of us. Now, let's have a look at, say, one point in terms of a conspiracy point. Donald Trump has discussed declassifying JFK files, and I am not satisfied with the information that has been provided thus far. I've come across knowledge and information regarding the JFK story that I would say provides a clearer understanding for people. Now, this is not to say that my feedback on conspiracies is some all-encompassing gospel or something, and anyone that suggests that their words are, I would say, is really full of shit. So anytime we share information that cannot be equally cross-referenced by everybody here, we must always be open to it being challenged. So I embrace that. So if there is any reactions you have to certain parts of the book, conspiracies that I discuss, then just make sure that that is clear within you, that there is no dictum that I am writing here. We all require to do our own research, and we can have a world where there is no hidden doors anymore, where all information is shared equally among each one of us, as it always should have been. So those are the main points, really, that I just wanted to get off my chest with this book, and I'm satisfied with that. So, if you agree with me that we need to take self-responsibility for everything that is here, that we need to start working together in every way possible to actually manifest the best standard of living for each one of us, if you agree that our education system is in complete chaos and needs complete restructuring from the ground up, if you agree with me that you are tired of living a lie, of being lied to by these wealthy societies and coteries of humans around the world, then you will no doubt take value from my book. So if you would like to read it, you can do that in the link in the description below, or you can just search for it on your chosen Amazon marketplace. And I look forward to hearing your feedback and to interacting with you. And ultimately, we truly all are a walking book. And I would suggest that the time frames we are in this world right now, it is time for all of us to start sharing and improving our book. So that, again, as I mentioned earlier, we can all get on the same page and actually create the very best standard of living for each one of us. There is so much chaos in the world. Look at the rate war, starvation, AI acceleration, space exploration, the lockdowns, whatever you want to look at. Now is the time for all of us to come together and truly create what we are able to create to our utmost potential. So thank you for listening to this video. And I have had some resistance to doing recordings for quite some time, so it's been cool to face that by doing this. And perhaps I will maybe even open up something further, like maybe a podcast, to make this more consistent. And yeah, just have a great rest of the evening or rest of the day, wherever you are. And we will speak again soon, I'm very sure. Thank you for your time and take care.